When it comes time to exit your business, most owners assume buyers will be lining up to make offers, but chances are they won't. In fact, 80% of businesses that go to market never sell. And the ones that do, most only got one decent offer. So, how do you find the holy grail of a successful exit where you have multiple buyers competing to be the ones to acquire your business, driving the price up and giving you more favorable terms? Well, today I'm going to walk you through 7 actionable strategies you can use to dramatically increase the odds that 2 or more buyers fight over your company. And stick around because one of these is something almost no banker will ever tell you. So let's get right into it, starting with the biggest lever you can pull. Strategy number 1. Understand what buyers actually look for. Most owners think buyers are attracted by a high EBITDA. And of course, that's a huge part of your valuation. But buyers are looking for so much more than that. They're also looking for risk, growth, cash flow durability, scalability, strategic fit. As you can see, it's not just about having higher EBITDA. It's certain, reliable EBITDA. So if your business can't demonstrate that it's low risk, then buyers will become much less interested. And you'll be unlikely to attract more than one serious offer. What risks and other red flags are buyers looking out for? Here are some common deal killers. Customer concentration, where 1 or 2 big customers represent too much of your revenue. This is risky because if they suddenly left for some reason, the business will be in big trouble. Owner dependence, or no documented processes. If you disappear for 90 days, does the business thrive or stall? A deep, independent management team can reduce risk and attract more attention. Sloppy financials. Buyers don't just want numbers. They want a financial narrative they can believe and trust. If your financials create confusion or don't tell a consistent story, buyers retreat. Of course, there are many more, but these are the main ones. And these red flags don't just reduce your price. They drive away buyers and greatly reduce your chances of a bidding war. That's why it's a good idea to fix these issues before you go to market, not after the first failed attempt. Because going to market and not selling, that damages your leverage the second time around. If you want an expert buyer's eye on your business before you put it up for sale, that's what we do at Presale Prep. Click the link below this video now to book a no-cost consultation with me, and we'll take a quick look at where your business stands today and identify any red flags or gaps that could cost you at exit. Another good way to figure out what buyers look for is to use strategy number 2, build buyer relationships before you sell. This is the one strategy nobody ever talks about, but it can be invaluable for you when times come for negotiations. If you meet buyers for the first time when you're officially for sale, you're too late. Smart founders build relationships 1 to 5 years before they exit. Why? Because if you meet them when your business is not for sale, buyers will be much more open about what they're looking for. Ask a buyer, why wouldn't you buy this business? Yes, it's uncomfortable. It's also incredibly valuable. Buyers will tell you where the risk is, what they need to see, what's missing, what would increase your valuation. That feedback loop is priceless. That's free diligence on yourself. Market research you can't buy. And when it's time to sell, you're not a cold opportunity. You're a known quantity. This alone can dramatically increase competition to acquire you. Whereas if you first talk to buyers when you are already for sale, it's going to be much harder for you to get the truth out on the table. Moving on, let's talk about another big way to attract more buyers. Strategy number 3, have a growth strategy you're already executing. Here's an opportunity most business sellers miss out on. Because naturally, buyers don't pay for your past revenue that you made. They pay for the future revenue that you're going to make. So if you have a growth strategy that you're already executing, that increases a buyer's certainty that EBITDA will grow in the future. And no, this doesn't mean a slide deck fantasy of what could be done to grow. I'm talking about a growth strategy already in motion. You can be in the early stages of implementation. That's fine. But buyers want to see you know where future growth will come from. You've tested it, it's working, and it is scalable. A growth idea is just meaningless noise, but a growth engine already in motion is massive leverage, and it attracts multiple buyers like catnip. And speaking of how to get massive leverage, here's strategy number 4, clearly differentiate your business from competitors. If your answer to what makes you different is, we have great customer service, we're high quality, we care more, you're invisible. Why? Because almost every seller says that. Even worse if you say we're the lowest price. That's just a race to the bottom. Buyers are constantly on the hunt for businesses with unique positioning, barriers to entry, niche dominance, process advantages, proprietary elements. If it looks strategically unique, competition increases. But if your business looks like a commodity, offers shrink and interest dries up. And by the way, if you're thinking, but I don't have anything else that makes me stand out, I can almost guarantee you're wrong. You do have something that makes your business unique. You just haven't found what it is yet. And this is something we can help you with at Presale Prep. Click the link down below this video now to book your no-cost consultation, and we can help you figure out how to stand out from your competition and become much more likely to get multiple buyers interested. Next up, strategy number 5, start M&A conversations on your own. Here's a strategic move almost nobody uses. Start talking to companies you might acquire. Why? Because after acquiring your business, most buyers will be looking to grow it via M&A. So when I'm evaluating a business, I'm asking, what does this company look to acquire next? What does their current pipeline look like? Is there a rationale for vertical integration? What buyers really want to see is this: has management thought beyond organic growth? If the answer is no, the buyer has to do all that work themselves. And don't worry, you don't need to have completed transactions. But if you can show conversations with potential targets, industry mapping, strategic logic, early diligence thinking, then you've just reduced a buyer's execution risk because you've pre-built part of their growth thesis. Reduced risk equals higher appetite. Higher appetite equals more competition to buy your business. Strategy number 6, hire an M&A advisor with realistic expectations. Let's be honest, one of the surest ways to generate competing buyers is to hire a strong M&A advisor. They contact multiple buyers, they create urgency, they manufacture competition. But here's the truth I heard from an M&A investment banker I know and respect, but which most M&A advisors won't ever admit. On most deals, they get 1 to 2 solid offers. That's it. So if you go into the process unprepared, hoping for 8 bidders, you could be disappointed. As I keep saying, preparation before hiring an advisor dramatically improves your outcome, which leads me to strategy number 7, prepare years, not months, before selling. This is the force multiplier. If you start preparing 12 to 36 months out with insight into what buyers want, with growth in motion, with deal killers eliminated, with relationships already built, then you don't have to hope for a bidding war, you can engineer one. An engineered competition changes everything. The price you get, the terms you get, and your confidence and leverage throughout the whole process. Getting multiple buyers competing isn't about luck, or even about EBITDA. It's about reducing risk and increasing strategic desirability before you go to market. Most owners wait until they put their business on the market. Then they start preparing. That's backwards. The owners who win, they prepare when they don't need to sell at all. That's power. Imagine walking into a sale process knowing buyers already know you. Your financials are airtight. Your growth is visible. Now, instead of hoping someone bites, you're choosing between offers. That's a different experience entirely. And this is exactly what we do at Presale Prep. We help owners see their business through a buyer's eyes years before they sell. So when the time comes, they're not guessing. In fact, I'm so confident in my framework that if your business is large enough and you go through the process and we make the necessary changes, I'll even make an offer to buy your business myself. So if you're serious about eventually selling, whether that's 1 year or 5 years from now, click the link below and schedule a call. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.